Hey everyone, my name is Michael, and what I'm about to share changed how I see everything. I had a near-death experience where Jesus took me to a place beyond this world and showed me the 2020 US presidential election. But it wasn't at all what people on earth believe. From heaven, the election looked completely different, more complex, more spiritual, and far beyond just political battles or news headlines. Jesus showed me things about the election's true impact on the nation's soul and the spiritual warfare behind the scenes. This wasn't about who won or lost in the usual sense. It was about the spiritual condition of America, the choices people made, and the unseen consequences that ripple through generations. Jesus spoke to me about the deep divisions, the calling for repentance, and the urgent need for healing beyond politics. It was a revelation that challenged everything I thought I knew. And I believe it's a message many need to hear. I want to walk you through every detail of what I saw and learned part by part, so you can understand the spiritual truth behind the 2020 election. Picking up from where we left off, Jesus showed me how, from heaven, the 2020 election was less about politics and more about the spiritual state of the nation. He revealed that the election exposed deep-rooted divisions, fears, and sins that had long been festering beneath the surface of American society. Jesus explained that the political players, the campaigns, and the media were all part of a larger spiritual battlefield. It wasn't just about policies or personalities, but about hearts being drawn toward light or darkness. I saw visions of people voting with anger, pride, fear, or hope, and how those motivations carried consequences beyond the ballot box. Jesus said, "The election is a mirror of the nation's soul. It reveals who you are, what you value, and the paths you choose." He showed me that many souls were being tested, not just the leaders, but the citizens, called to choose love, truth, and unity over division and hatred. The vision challenged me to see beyond the surface noise of politics and to understand the eternal stakes involved. Jesus also revealed that while the election was intense, it was not the final word. The true battle is spiritual and ongoing, requiring repentance, faith, and prayer from the people. This part of the vision opened my eyes to the spiritual realities behind the headlines and the call for America to turn back to God. As the vision unfolded further, Jesus showed me the deep consequences of the election, not just on politics, but on the spiritual fabric of the nation. He revealed how choices made during this period either drew people closer to him or pushed them further away. I saw communities fractured by bitterness, mistrust, and anger, all fueled by the election's turmoil. Families argued, friendships broke, and divisions grew wider. Jesus said, "The real victory or loss is in the hearts of my people." He showed me that many were blind to the spiritual battle raging beneath the surface, how the enemy used the election to deepen divides and distract from true repentance and unity. But he also revealed hope, pockets of prayer, repentance, and genuine calls for healing that sparked light in the darkness. Jesus urged me to tell people that the election's outcome is not the ultimate issue. What matters is whether hearts turn toward him and his peace. This part was sobering and hopeful, warning of the dangers of division but promising restoration for those who seek it. It challenged me to be a messenger of reconciliation, urging people to look beyond politics and embrace faith and love. The vision then showed me the role of prayer and spiritual warfare surrounding the election. Jesus revealed that countless prayers rose up from both sides, from those seeking justice, truth, and peace. But he also showed me the intense spiritual opposition, forces working to deceive, divide, and distract. I saw angels battling dark forces in the spiritual realm, fighting over the hearts and minds of people across the nation. Jesus said, "Every prayer matters, every soul counts. The battle is fierce, but I am greater." He reminded me that the election was not just a political event, but a divine moment calling the church to awaken and intercede fervently. I felt a deep burden and a call to pray, not just for politicians, but for the healing of the nation's soul. This part of the vision inspired me to become a spiritual warrior in prayer, knowing that spiritual battles shape the course of history. Jesus urged all believers to unite in prayer, breaking down strongholds of division and deception. It was a sobering reminder of the power and responsibility of prayer during critical times. Continuing, Jesus showed me the deeper consequences that the election had on the nation's spiritual health. He revealed how the choices made stirred up not only political tensions, but also spiritual strongholds of pride, fear, and hatred. He explained that the enemy thrives in chaos and division, and many souls were vulnerable during this time. I saw images of anger-filled crowds, misinformation spreading like wildfire, and a growing sense of despair. But alongside the darkness, I also saw sparks of light, people choosing forgiveness, seeking truth, and reaching across divides to reconcile. Jesus emphasized that true healing requires humility and repentance at a personal and collective level. The election was a catalyst, but the real work is in hearts turning back to God. He said, "The path to restoration is narrow, but it is open to all who seek me." This part of the vision was a call to action, not to get lost in political battles, but to focus on spiritual renewal and love. It inspired me to share a message of hope and encourage others to become agents of peace. This part of the vision focused on the power of forgiveness and unity as the keys to healing the nation. Jesus showed me how forgiveness breaks down walls built by anger and resentment, opening the door for reconciliation and peace. He revealed scenes of people embracing, apologizing, and seeking to restore broken relationships, even amidst political differences. This healing, he said, is the foundation for true revival. Jesus urged me, and through me, all listeners, to be agents of forgiveness, choosing love over pride and unity over division. I saw how communities that embraced forgiveness experienced transformation, becoming beacons of hope in a fractured world. He reminded me that no one is too far gone for redemption, and that each act of grace creates ripples of healing. This part of the vision filled me with hope and a renewed commitment to live and promote peace. It was a powerful call to live out the gospel's message in practical, tangible ways. In this part of the vision, Jesus called me to a deeper commitment, not just to personal faith, but to active discipleship and living as a witness in the world. He showed me that the spiritual condition revealed by the election is a call for believers to step up with courage, humility, and love. He said, "Faith without action is incomplete. You must live out my love boldly, stand for truth with compassion, and be a light in the darkness." I saw believers engaging their communities, serving those in need, and bridging divides through understanding and grace. Jesus reminded me that leadership isn't about power or politics. It's about servant-hearted love that transforms lives. He encouraged me to persevere, even when facing opposition or discouragement, knowing that God's kingdom advances through faithful obedience. This part inspired me to live more intentionally, to share my testimony, and to be part of the healing movement God is calling forth. It was a challenge and an encouragement to embrace the full call of discipleship. The final part of the vision filled me with a profound sense of hope and peace. Jesus showed me a future where healing and unity prevail, a nation renewed by faith, love, and grace. He said, "Though the path is difficult, my kingdom will come. Those who stand firm in love and truth will see restoration and peace." I saw people from all backgrounds coming together, united in worship and compassion, reflecting heaven on earth. The vision was a powerful reminder that God's plan is unstoppable, and that even amidst chaos, His light shines brightest. Jesus called on all believers to be steadfast, to walk boldly in faith, and to be vessels of hope and reconciliation. I felt a deep resolve to carry this message forward, to pray fervently, and to live as a beacon of light in the world. Thank you for listening to my story. May it inspire you to seek God's truth, embrace forgiveness, and stand for unity.